All right, people, welcome back. Week 1 of the Irish Takeover is officially in the books, and it is time for our very first post-game show. We're going to find out who the real contenders are and, well, who's already desperately scrolling through the waiver wire. Let's get into it.
And bam! Just like that, the season is underway. For some of you, Week 1 was, a thing of beauty, a total masterclass. For others, it was a pretty brutal wake-up call. We saw some absolutely monster scores, some epic collapses, and trust me, we are just getting started.
So here's the game plan for today. First up, we're crowning our Titans of the Turf. Then we're going to wallow in some misery with the Sadness Index. After that, we'll relive the blowouts and heartbreaks, and we'll finish things off with the Week 2 question.
Okay, let's kick things off on a high note. We're talking about the best of the best. These are the teams that just looked like they were on another level this week. The ones who set the bar ridiculously high right from the jump. Just look at that number, 137.36. That, my friends, was the high water mark for the week. An absolutely crushing performance that put the entire league on notice. So, the big question is, who did it?
And that massive score belongs to the Dominators. They didn't just win, they came out and made a statement. This was a message to everyone else in the league. An absolutely huge performance to start the year.
But here's the crazy part. How did they get there? Well, a massive chunk of that score came from one man. We're talking about Captain Josh Allen, who just went completely nuclear, dropping a 42-point bomb all by himself. Multiple passing TDs, a rushing touchdown. The guy did literally everything. Just an unbelievable league-winning type of performance.
Now, while Josh Allen stole the show, he wasn't the only one putting up video game numbers. We got to give a huge shout out to the Dogtown boys. Look at this. They had 2 players on the honor roll. Lamar Jackson with over 33 points and Derrick Henry with almost 32. I mean, come on. That 1-2 punch is just unfair.
All right. Enough celebrating the winners. It's time to embrace the chaos on the other side. For every glorious victory, there's a soul-crushing defeat. This next segment is for all you managers out there who are already wishing you could just simulate the rest of the season.
I mean, just look at this. This is the difference between the haves and the have-nots. While the Dominators were cruising with 137 points, one poor team couldn't even crack 75. That's a 64-point difference between the best and the worst. Ouch.
And the proud owner of that low score is Dick Pitts. A round of applause, please. He takes home our very first What Happened award of the year. A truly, truly brutal start. You know, they say it can only go up from here, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, but wait, the pain doesn't stop there. Because what's worse than just a low score from a player, it's the most beautiful and most painful number in all of fantasy football. A big, fat goose egg. 0.000.
And here it is, in all its glory. A very special shout out to Xavier Worthy for putting up this absolute gem of a performance. And you know what the best part is? He was on the Dogtown Boys' bench, and they still won. So, was that a genius move to bench him, or just the luckiest decision of the week? You tell me.
Okay, let's switch gears and look at the actual matchups. Because, total points are one thing, but the margin of victory, that tells a completely different story. And this week, we had it all, from absolute blowouts to nail-biting finishes. This chart basically says everything you need to know. The biggest beatdown of the week was decided by almost 56 points. That's not a football game, that's a public execution. But then, on the other side, the closest game was decided by just 15.5 points, a real slobber knocker. So on the left, you see the carnage. The Dominators just dismantling Team Ajibandra. That game was over by halftime. And then on the right, you see the dogfight between Tampa Bay and Alvin and the Dripmunks, where every single yard mattered. One was a nice, relaxing Sunday. The other was probably a pretty stressful experience.
So after all that chaos in Week 1, what did we actually learn? And maybe more importantly, what does it all mean heading into Week 2? Let's try to put a bow on this thing.
So here are your big takeaways. Number 1, the Dominators look like the team to beat right now. Simple as that. Number 2, some of you managers, you might want to go check if your starters have a pulse. And number 3, the Dogtown boys proved that sometimes the best players are on your bench. And finally, number 4, the waiver wire is open. Go fix your teams, people.
And that brings us to the final question. We've seen triumph, we've seen disaster,
We know who's flying high and who's in a hole. So tell me, who out there is already hitting that big red panic button for week 2? Are you making trades? Are you blowing it all up? Let the chaos begin. We'll see you next week.